Where have I been all this time? And what's this? New bed covers? This can't be right. What year is this now? 2021? I don't see where this is going. We're still into the Delta outbreak. And we're at level 4 lockdown. Where do we go wrong? Oh yeah! Candyman to the rescue! I'm back. And going in a new look. With a new art style. And some of this. But first I need to make an apology. An apology to the gods. You remember The Godfather, right? You know, the one with the gun tied into a knot for the thumbnail? That's the one. Throughout the duration of that feature, I said a very bad word. The N-word. If you remember the reaction to that Tom and Jerry trailer that I just watched, you know, the worst trailer ever. Even though I watched the film and said it was okay. But the Ken Jeong performance was just... I don't know. But here's something that I said. I'm sorry for saying the N-word. But now, here I am doing a standalone version of it. And so, that matter, I'm gonna do it the Zara Nizarek way. So, greetings everyone and welcome to this... apology? Yeah, I've seen a lot of Zara Nizarek videos, yeah. God, yeah. Yeah, every time I say something, Sean gets into a very bad mood. Yep, it's always what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm always ripping off a lot of Zara Nizarek vids from way back then. I watched them, and I have no idea why. But I still need to get that DVD set of those chocolate critters. I don't know where they are. Maybe with a package? Like, come on, David 315842. Come on, get hold of it. And, yeah. By the way, I'm still waiting for someone else to arrive, but maybe not. But here's something I am gonna say. I am sorry for the N-word. That's all I'm saying. But here's something else. And by N-word, I mean niggers. Or nigga. Or basically the white version as called in Soul Plane, wigga. So yeah. Here's something that I actually said. Here's something I'm gonna say. Well, apparently I'm sorry for saying the N-word. Because I know now that saying the N-word is a racial slur. Possibly it's going to be a bad idea. But practically, it is not. Well, practically for The Godfather, it still is. Practically every single scene in The Godfather has an N-word. All of it. The whole duration. Almost 2 hours. Has every single N-word. That's not a theory. This is a thing for saying sorry. And practically, this is where my face turns green. As green as there ever could be, because there ain't no bad ideas. saying the N-word is literally just a bad thing. It's a bad word. And I am saying sorry because my face and hands are green. But this is where it goes wrong. Because I am not black. I am white. Like literally, I'm literally white. As white as it ever was. It just isn't a bad idea. But practically, it just isn't that. I'm really sorry for saying the N-word. All that is just bad. So, I'm basically going to refer to The Godfather as the film with the most N-words. Or the one that sparked the controversy. Because there is that sex scene that takes place, in between the chase. There's a sex scene that takes place in between the chase. And while the original 1971 classic does not have the N-word, the version that came out the week of Valentine's Day is the one with the N-words. Practically, the sequels, I don't know. Maybe I'll remember it someday. Maybe I'll do a continuation. But clearly, I am still sorry for saying that word. And this goes out to you, Jason Todd. What, the Batman character? What, that one character who donned the Robin suit then got killed in Death in the Family? No, not that one. Not that one. But the one who basically did his own company. Namely, Beyond the Stage. Which means that I am going to do something very easy. I'm doing something very different. I'm not saying that voice. Which is why, with the help of this, we're doing stuff together. And the thing just fell down. I'm gonna put it in, put it back together. Plain and simple. Now, why are you doing it in live action when it's supposed to be animated? Why aren't you doing the voice of it? Because it's already filmed here. Because I'm so sorry for saying the N-word. To all of them, I am very sorry. But it gets even way more worse than someone doing a PG version of it. Correction, there is going to be a PG version of that Danger Mouse film, which I am not aware. I'm not going to look at that either. I'm not going to look at that PG version of that Danger Mouse film. Because it is going to cut out all the swearing. And it's going to cut out that multiverse scene. You can't have a film without a multiverse scene. That means you will lose the Jungle Career scenes, the Duck Dodger scenes, the Bugs Bunny scenes, the DOH scenes, the part where he flies around the earth. You know that bit from Superman that I hate? The Christopher Reeve flying around the earth, saving Lois, putting Lex in jail, stopping the missiles, and removing the Tom and Jerry scene. You can't remove the Tom and Jerry scene. What? Yeah, so definitely I'm not going to look at that PG-13 cut either. No, the 2 hour, 55 minute version will always be there and will always be that cut. Much like when they're like, oh, Dark Knight Prince Break is going to be an hour and 57 minutes, it's going to cut down to that runtime. No, it'll always be 3 hours and 39 minutes. It will always be that cut. The 3 hours and 39 minute version will always be the runtime for that film. And what was that Danger Mouse film? What was that Danger Mouse film called? Danger Mouse: The Last Mouse Standing will not be PG. It will always be that rating. It will always be an X. Wait a minute, that's the one for the end. No, it will always be a G. It needs to be a G. A G film with swearing for children. And it's gonna be based on it. And it's actually based on those 2 Danger Mouse episodes that I have watched. Mousefall and Mouse Rise, where Dawn just basically asks Rumhorn to defeat Danger Mouse. And at the end of Mousefall, Crumhorn basically just takes Danger Mouse to the jungle. And in Mouse Rise, Penfold finds Danger Mouse, and he basically wants him to face up against Crumhorn, but for some reason he has amnesia. And doesn't know where he came from or where it was, but the only reason he just wants to stop Crumhorn. Well, that's basically the film right there. And well, in the film, instead of having amnesia, he has a heart attack. And by the way, that film does end with the Highlander ripoff, which, there can be only one, Connor getting the quickening. Like, that bit. But it will not be cut down to a PG, I swear. And just the poster of the PG cut is absurd. Look at this. It's the exact same poster art from the way it was originally released. Look at it. But you can't even see it. Well, I don't know what. Basically, it's the same poster art, but where's the Earth? Where's the Earth for the Blu-rays? And also, fucking WB and Universal added into it. They are not at the beginning at all. They're not in the beginning, they're not in the trailer, they're not in anything. They're not in the promotional advertising, they're not in anything. Basically, it's just, it's not there. It is not the one we always remember. Plus, the film is notable because it had that chase scene featuring the plane from the Concorde Airport 79, or as called in Australia as Airport 80, the Concorde, which is the real reason why Airplane, which is a film that I do not like, was retitled to Flying High in Australia. Basically, we're still calling it Airplane. We don't want to call it Flying High. That's an Australian thing. God, I'm so disappointed about Danger Mouse Last Outstanding getting recut to a PG. No, it should always be, and it should always be a G. Yeah, it's still a G, 2 hours and 55 minutes, no more recuts. If I see a PG cut, I'm not going to talk about the PG cut. I'm going to talk about the original G-rated cut. 2 hours and 55 minutes, just like Donald Duck, like 3 hours and 39 minutes, G-rated, lots of swearing. Well, there isn't any swearing. The swearing did not appear in that feature until the last spurt, like the end of the second act and the beginning of the third. The third act has lots of swearing in it. Lots of violence, lots of swearing, lots of everything. Well, basically for a lot of reasons. And by the way, that scene where Darkwing fights all the baddies in prison and faces off against Grislikov, that's a good one. That's a very good scene. Basically, it's just perfect. So, correction over. So I apologize for so long for saying the N-word all the time. Because of the one reason, I will never say the N-word. Unless if I do something like The Godfather Part 2 or The Godfather Part 3, where I do say that word. But as of now, I will not say it in anything. But actually, here's something that I do want to mention. You remember what I said about that jungle critter set coming into my place? Well, I do have a character of it. Right there. You probably remember Abner, right? Yeah, the one that you saw in the Bat Dance video. And in the Chucklewood Halloween. And in the entirety of the AOR album. Which, exists. Yeah, he's basically one of the main central characters. Yes, the father of Buttons and basically the husband of Bridget. Basically, this is the character that got my eye on after seeing Steven's image, screenshot, whatever. He's basically the one of them all. Yeah, he's one of them. And that character didn't even say the N-word. He's basically just brown. Well, sometimes on the latter half he's dark brown or black. And basically he's usually just big. And thankfully, I just want to thank DY23 for watching the first episode of that series. So, good one. But to end it off, I should say this. I don't even have to say the N-word anymore. I'm really sorry about that. But well, everyone else says the word. Black people said the word, but not me. Probably not. Not ever. And that joke literally became an era of all the decades. Probably not. Well, thankfully, it did. Because everyone else says the word. Well, Grease was the word at the time until Grease 2 came along. Well, you should say anything else. And this is the first vid you're gonna see my face. Probably not. But you're gonna see more of that face. And you're gonna hear my voice. But there's one thing. I can't say the N-word. I'm very sorry. This apology is done. So that is it for Media for now. Thanks for looking at the apology. Or anything else. And I'll see you whenever I can. Until then, sayonara, Saddam.